Okay, let's talk about Seeking Sister Wife Season 4, Episode 1. And I'm not talking about all of the couples because this will drag out into a 40-minute video, and you guys know I don't do those. Very short attention span. The anxiety it'll be choking at me by the end of this video. So there are 5 couples in total. Thruples, couples, whatever you want to call it. Let's talk about the 2 that we're familiar with because they're back from Season 3. The Joneses, who I have no idea how they got back on this show because they're like watching paint dry. And the Merrifields. Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Debbie. I am the She in Sheality TV, and today I want to talk about Seeking Sister Wife Season 4, Episode 1, that aired a couple of days ago. Today's Wednesday, so the day before yesterday will be Monday. Let's talk about the Joneses first. So, Sidney and Tasha Jones are a couple, right? If you're not familiar with all the stuff that happened in Season 3, and you don't want to watch the entire show, if you have Discovery Plus, you can go back and watch the entire season on that. But if not, if you just want to watch the commentary, I have a Seeking Sister Wife playlist on my channel. So just go into the playlist and tap on Seeking Sister Wife and bada boom, bada bang, you can watch them all. Anyway, let's talk about Sidney and Tasha first. So, like I said in the intro, Sidney and Tasha Jones, honest to God, I don't know how they got back on this show because they were boring in Season 3. And from what I can see, they're going to be boring in Season 4. So they're looking for another sister wife, obviously. And Tasha is apparently having issues with jealousy. Like, she wants to know every detail that happens when Sidney goes out on a date. Like, she actually asks questions like, were you intimate? You know, it's like, this isn't my thing, but I don't think I would want to know the answer to that question, so I wouldn't ask it, right? But yeah, like I said, they're boring. I don't know how they got back onto this show, and I'm positive that production is going to have to make up some storylines for them because they're drier than dirt. They're just dry. They're dry. There's not a lot to say about these two. So this might be the only video you even hear me mention them in because they're boring. Let's move on to the Merrifields. This couple, or throuple, whatever you want to call them, this threesome, they were probably the most interesting of the 3rd season. So the Merrifields are Danielle and Garrick, and their 2 boys. Now, if you remember in Season 3, Danielle and Garrick actually got divorced so that Garrick could marry Roberta, who is their Brazilian potential second wife. I had to get that all straight. Roberta's visa was approved, so she has her visa, but she hasn't left Brazil for the US yet because her mother is in poor health, okay? So she's still in Brazil taking care of her mother, but Garrick and Danielle see no reason for that to let moss grow under their feet, and they've decided to move on and still continue the journey because he's decided that he wants 3 wives, not 2, okay? And so he got online and found himself a potential 3rd wife, and I put that in air quotes because Roberta's not actually a 2nd wife yet, but he found himself a potential 3rd wife, and it looks like Garrick has decided that he wants to give himself a little bit of seasoning because his potential 3rd wife is a black woman. Their potential 3rd wife's name is Leah, and they picked her up from the airport. She came to visit them from California in Colorado. So in this episode, they pick her up from the airport, and not much happens with them except for, like I said, we get introduced to their potential 3rd wife. And they tell us that in no uncertain terms, Roberta is having issues with jealousy. Somehow I find that really satisfying given the fact that Danielle had problems with jealousy when Roberta came on the scene. And Roberta, I don't know, she kind of faked some empathy, but at the end of the day, she didn't give a shit. So, I don't know, I think it's actually kind of funny. I feel like this is, in some way, it's her karma. Do you know what I mean? If I were Danielle, I'd just be sitting back watching the festivities because we don't see Roberta on this episode, right? They're going to call her, they're going to FaceTime her once Leah gets to the house but they didn't do that in this episode. And I for one, am here for it. I want to see Roberta be jealous. I want to see her be upset. I want to see her get pissed off that they've moved on. No, they're not outing her. Like, they're not ousting her. They're not getting rid of her. But they're just like, why are we standing still just because she can't come to the country yet? They're not getting rid of her. They still want her to be a part of their family. But yeah, she ain't happy. And I'm excited to see it. Is that terrible? Am I a horrible person? Nah, I don't think so. I like seeing people get what's coming to them. I know it sounds terrible, but I don't care. Again, I think it'll be exciting to see Roberta's reaction to Leah actually being there when she's not, given the fact that Danielle was in those shoes last year. So anyway, that's all I got for this video for the Joneses and the Merrifields. I will do a separate video for the new couples right on the back end as usual. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you next time.